When accessing files within our file system, we have to understand the file path. Now, that could be a full path, or it could be a relative path to where we are currently located. So let's take a dive out to our command line so we can understand these paths. Currently, I'm in my home directory. The tilde to the left of the dollar symbol of the prompt indicates that I'm in the home directory. But I can use pwd to print my working directory, and that then shows me that I'm in home and tux, my home directory. When I run ls, within this directory, I can see that I have the text file, my file we created earlier. So I can refer to it as a relative path, and the shortest name is going to be my file. So my file. But that name is only going to work whilst I'm in this directory. For example, if I move into my desktop directory, so CD and desktop, if I run ls here, we can see that I don't have my file. So if I up arrow key and try and cat my file, we're looking in the current directory for my file, and of course we are not finding it. I can still access it through a relative path, but it would be ... go up one level to the parent directory, and in that parent directory, you're going to find my file. Now, this would work then from my desktop directory, but it would technically also work from my document directory or my downloads directory, because they all need to go up one level. So to prove this, if I then go through and move up one level back to my home directory, so CD to change directory, and then go into, let's say, documents, and then go through and cat out my file, well, the relative path now all works, so long as I'm only one directory down from my home directory. So relative paths are okay, but typically we use relative paths when we're in the correct directory. Other than that, we would use a full path. So it doesn't matter how far down I am in a file system or where I am in the file system. Let's move to CD/USR, our Unix system resources, share, and doc for our documentation. So I'm pretty deep in the file system now. Now, of course, I could access the document through a relative path, but it starts getting ridiculous. So cat, but just take a look at this. ... then takes me to share. ... again then takes me to USR. I have to go / and ... again to take me up to the root of the file system, from where I can enter home, and obviously from there I'm able to access the tux user home directory, and would you believe it, at last, my file. So yes, a relative path, but really I don't think we would want to use this. But no matter where we are, if we go cat / home / tux / my file, this is going to work no matter where I am in my file system. So even if I go to my home directory, I can go to my home directory just using CD with no arguments, go back to the cat command, and this now still works because we've got the full path to the file. The full path always starts with the root directory, but this is going to work from wherever I am in my file system. Even if I navigate down into my desktop directory, I can still up arrow key and access the file. There is also a slightly shorter way for user home directories. I can go through and do cat ~tux, go to tux home directory, and look for my file. You also notice that we use / as our path separator. ~tux is explicitly pointing through to the tux user's home directory. So as long as you have rights to that directory, you're going to be able to use it. Often that is limited to the user itself. If I'm using scripts, I'm most likely going to be using the full path to the file because I only need to write it once, but then I know it's going to work irrelevant of where the script is executed from.